Recording in progress.
Hello. So today we're going to go through sitting poses. If you haven't already familiarized yourself with sun salutes, you might want to check that video out first to get a bit warmed up. But we'll start in a way that assumes you did not do anything before you see this video. So no experience is needed. You could have come straight from your couch onto your mat right now, which is basically what I did. So let's just start standing. I'm going to face this way, but just pretend my mat is facing front so that you're just oriented comfortably in your room. Now let's place the hands on the hips with a little bend in the knees. And we'll just extend the right leg out to the side. And just a few times we're going to practice lifting it up and lowering it down. We'll inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Just take one more like that. Exhale to lower, and then switch your positioning. So you're standing on the right foot, your left foot goes out to the side, and you inhale it up, exhale it down. 2 more times. So this is sort of the way that yoga breath goes. Inhale up, exhale down. And then we'll release to the left foot. We'll bring the right leg out to the side. Now we're going to switch it up to a little bit more of a Pilates breathing. We're going to exhale up and inhale down. And just see what you think about it. You might have an opinion. Exhale up, inhale down. One more time. Exhale up, inhale down. Switch over to the right foot. Left leg extends out. We exhale up, inhale down. No big deal how high it goes. You're going to feel it in your glutes right away. Just trying to unify your breath and your movement. One more time. Exhale up, inhale down. Good. Switch over to that left foot. Extend the right leg out. Now we'll bring the hands behind the ears. And don't worry about moving the elbows. Just keep them out wide. We're going to twist to bring the left elbow toward the right knee. And then extend it out. Just 2 more times like that. If you keep your standing leg bent, balance is going to be a whole lot easier. So that left knee just stays bent. Now let's switch over to the right foot. The left leg will come out to the side. And when we feel like we can balance, we just twist it and extend it out. And it'll be an exhale to twist, an inhale to extend it out. One more time. Good. And we'll switch over to the left foot. The right leg comes out. We're just going to combine the things. So let's exhale the leg up. Inhale the leg down. Then right leg twists across and comes over. We're going to switch sides so that we can go left leg up, left leg down, left knee comes in, left leg extends out. Switch over. Leg up, leg down. Twist and extend. We're going to stay on the same side. Exhale it up. Inhale it down. Exhale to twist. Inhale to extend. One more time this side. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale to twist. Inhale, extend. Then we switch sides. So we're standing on the right, left leg is out. We're going to exhale, left leg up. Inhale it down. Exhale to twist. Inhale to extend. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale to twist. Inhale, extend. Just one more time. This is just one of the millions of ways we can warm up. That is not sun salutes. Woo, falling over. And then let's release the foot down and just shake it out. We'll come to stand on the mat. Feet about hips width. Let's just tuck the chin, drop the head, little bend in the knees, and start to roll yourself down. Draw the belly in so that you're articulating your mid-back. Eventually knuckles to the floor. When you get there, inhale to straighten your legs any amount. You can let your hands slide up toward your knees. And exhale to fold again. Drop the head. Start to roll up. Tailbone heavy toward the floor. Arms heavy, head heavy. Head comes up last. Then reach up whenever you get there. And arms by our sides. Exhale. We'll just do this roll down thing one more time. Chin to chest. Bend in the knees. Shoulders come forward. We articulate through the spine. Eventually knuckles touch the floor. When you're ready to inhale, straighten your legs. Hands can be wherever you need. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Tailbone toward the floor so that you can roll yourself up. Articulate through your spine on that way as well. Inhale to reach up. And let's fold forward, this time keeping a flat back, so we're just hinging at the hip. Palms to the floor, bend your knees however much you need to get your palms flat. And just walk your hands forward a bit, walk your feet back a bit. So you wind up in down dog. Your upside down V position. You're pressing with your finger pads so that your chest goes a little closer to your legs. You're pressing your inner thighs back. Your quads are strong. And on your next inhale, just lift your heels high off the ground. Exhale to lower your heels to the floor again, or just in that vicinity. 2 more times like that. Doesn't matter how high they go, but you're going to feel more weight in your hands. Exhale, just let them go as low as your flexibility allows. 1 more time, keep your arms straight. And heels come down. Good. Now let's start to walk the feet forward. Little steps is fine. Let your hips get a little shifty and out of alignment. That's good. And let's meet with our feet wide. We're going to turn the toes out, bend the knees, and squat. And you might want to sit on a block. We're just going to be here for a few breaths. You can have your hands like this in prayer. Sometimes it's nice to turn the knuckles in, have the fingers down so that you stretch the wrists a different way. And I like to rock a little bit side to side here. Just practice keeping the knees open. Okay, let's bring our butts down to the floor and we'll straighten the legs out in front of us. Dandasana. Traditionally, it's palms flat. If you've been doing a lot of chaturangas or planks and you have any wrist pain, it's nice to, again, flip the hands over just to get a different wrist stretch. But traditional, it's shoulders back, palms flat, legs strong and straight. And you might want to sit on a blanket here, because sometimes for folks to sit up with their shoulders over their hips, it's too much flexion here in the hip. So if you put a blanket under your butt, much, much easier. Just 1 more breath. And let's inhale to extend up through the arms, through the crown of the head. And we'll exhale to fold forward. You might reach as far as your feet. You might be at your knees or your shins, no big deal. You could still be on that blanket. It's a great place to stay. You could also have your knees bent a little bit, but you're getting essentially this hip joint to close a bit. So keep that in mind as you're coming forward and use that as your gauge of success more than where do your hands go. And whether you're reaching for your feet, your big toes, the edges of your feet, interlacing underneath your feet, you're going to try to roll your shoulders back and lead your chest forward. And we'll just take 1 more breath here. On the next inhale, we'll lift the head. Exhale to release whatever grip you have. And let's just cross the shins, hold on to the feet or the ankles, and pull the knees in toward your shoulders. If you know a vinyasa, go for a vinyasa now. If you're not sure what a vinyasa is, just stay like this. Try to use that top shin to keep your legs where they are and reach forward. And we'll just take 2 more breaths. Those of you who chose a vinyasa, just meet us back here. And let's bring the soles of the feet together. We'll have the shins roughly in a straight line. The knees will drop down toward the floor. Again, blanket under your butt is a great option. Shoulders roll back, inhale, chest up. And we're going to exhale to round ourselves, chin to the chest. Inhale to arch, chin comes up. Exhale to round, shoulders come forward, chin comes in. 2 more times. So it's like cat-cow that you normally would do in a tabletop position, but we're doing it with Baddha Konasana on the legs. On the next inhale, when you're rising up, we're going to just come a neutral spine and we're going to handy forward, aiming our chest toward our feet. And you can open your feet up like a book. This is designed really to be after you've done a lot of warm-up, a lot of sun salutes, a lot of standing poses. So go very easy. You're never trying very hard here, just coasting. We want consistency more than big effort once in a while. Little effort often goes further. On the next inhale, let's lift the chest. We're going to pull the knees in toward each other and sit back, balance on our butt, and try to hug our legs in. If you know a vinyasa, go ahead and do that. That's where you come into plank, chaturanga after your exhale, up dog for your inhale, down dog. Otherwise, stay here and try to reach forward, just with your knees pulling in toward your chest. There's a million reasons that we would skip a vinyasa. Some of you love them. I often love them. Right now I have a shoulder thing, so I'm not really doing them today. But also, if you have wrist pain, elbow pain, etc. Okay, let's meet with our legs out straight. We're going to bring just the right foot in. So it's in the same alignment as your Baddha Konasana with that shin bone going straight out to the side. We inhale, arms up, and we exhale to fold over a straight left leg. We inhale to twist a little bit, get our armpit reaching forward, and exhale to fold. So it's right armpit toward left ankle. The head can be lifted and you're looking at your foot, or it can be dropped onto your leg. We're going to keep our left leg very strong here. We're pressing the calf muscle into the floor so that the kneecap faces the ceiling and that foot stays flexed. On your next inhale, if your head is dropped, lift it up. And we'll exhale to release the hands, rise up, and we're just going to change sides. Right leg will come straight, left leg will come in, sole of foot to right thigh. We have a 90-degree thigh orientation here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale for your length, twisting, and exhale to fold over that straight right leg. Holding the foot, we're taking hold of a wrist underneath the foot is pretty normal for what we consider traditional. But also sometimes it's nice to put your hands on the floor and do a little push-pull action to help you get that twist, because we're aiming essentially our belly button for our knee. Take one more breath. On the inhale, we'll lift our head if it's down, and we'll exhale to release the pose. We'll bring our legs in, and let's give ourselves another little hug. This time, let's reach forward, vinyasa if you want to, and if you're not vinyasa-ing, you're going to let it loosen, and then you're going to pull it in again. So it'll inhale for a bit of extension, and exhale, knees to shoulders. Just 2 more times, just to practice sort of the strength you would need for a vinyasa if you were doing that. And we'll meet again on our butts if you did do your jump through. And let's extend the left leg out. This time we're going to put our right ankle on the left lower thigh. So it's still the shin bone straight, but it's lower down. So you look down, you see this like number 4 thing. Either fold forward from here, or my favorite would be to lean back, bend the knee, and then start to fold forward. And I use the fingers behind to basically prop me up, to get the chest to go toward the right shin. And it's likely that your foot is out here somewhere. So you just decide, does your right hip feel more if you're like this, or if you're in here, or if you have the leg straight. Those of you choosing a straight leg, you might want to put a blanket or towel underneath this knee so that the weight of this right ankle doesn't make your leg go to hyperextension. Okay, let's inhale chest up from wherever you were and release your side so you can find the other side. Left ankle to lower thigh. This left foot is flexed quite a bit. We either fold here or we lean back. We bring our foot in to wherever it can go. And then we try to stop leaning back by using our hands to nudge us forward. Chest goes toward the left shin. And if you did this after a whole series of standing poses, you would have a very different experience. But a lot of folks need stretches like this after running. All these muscles get really tight, so you're not always going to be doing this in the optimum scenario. So just whatever it is, it is. The point is to do it, not to be attached to what it looks like or where it's going or the results of it. Okay, let's slowly get out of there. Vinyasa if you want to, otherwise legs out straight. We're going to bring our fingertips kind of in line with our knees, just for some extra support. Lift the right leg, lower it down, lift the left leg, and lower it down. And just alternate at your pace. We're trying to keep our shoulders pretty still over the hips, so we're not leaning forward or back. And you're going to notice that the leg that stays on the floor is really pushing down quite a lot in order to free up the leg that's lifting. That's the root to rise concept. It's very common in a lot of things, including something like a handstand. You push down in order to get up. Okay, let's bring our right leg in. Either you're going to hold it on your hands or wrists, kind of low, or you're going to hold it on your forearms or elbows, kind of higher, or you're going to wrap it around, put the flexed foot in the left elbow crease and wrap your right elbow around your right knee. And regardless of what hand position you've chosen, you're just going to rock the baby. We call this baby cradle. One of the pitfalls is folks will kind of pause with the leg out here on a diagonal, but we want to try to get this shin bone right in front of us. So regardless of if you're pushing this foot into the elbow or not, try to go pretty far on the push aspect of it. Pushing that foot either into the elbow or into space. Okay, and let's place this foot down on the outside of the left knee. The left hand is going to come behind us. We're going to rotate onto the pinky toe side of the left foot and just lift up to this assisted side plank. And you might have your foot stay pretty much where it is. It might walk closer to your left hand, depending on your hip flexibility. And you're going to look up at your right thumb. As you have both arms straight, you're pushing down with your left thumb. Just one more breath here. Super flex left foot. Now we're just going to come onto our butts again and release that right leg straight so that we can baby cradle the left leg. Regardless of what you're doing with your hands, this is a flexed foot and this ankle is steady. So it's like your shin bone is rebar coming off the bottom of your foot. You cannot see the sole of your foot. You can only see the edge of your foot. And that's true of any of the hand positions. As you feel more comfortable here, you're going to roll your shoulders back and try to get your chest to lift a little bit higher. And we rock the baby. The rocking the baby has a lot of things going on. If you're new to this, it's very likely that this leg is doing all kinds of crazy things. As best you can, try to keep it strong. Try to keep the foot flexed, the calf muscle pressing into the floor. Just a couple more breaths here. Belly in, chest is up. Okay, and we're going to put that left foot on the outside of the right leg so that we can rotate onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot. And we push down a lot with that left foot. And I'm just adjusting where it is so that I still feel something in the hip. We're pushing down into the entire sole of the left foot so the hips go up. We're pushing into the pinky toe edge of the right foot. And we're pushing into the right hand. If you can, look at your left thumb. So 3 out of 4 limbs are in side plank. We just have a hip stretch with the top leg instead of a side plank. Okay, and let's come on down. Use your hands to help you land as much as you need. And let's come down onto the elbows behind us. So we're just doing these little drills instead of vinyasas because of my shoulder mostly. But if you know vinyasas, do them. So we're just going to bring our right knee in and extend it out. And then the left knee in and extend it out. And then the right knee in, lift the left leg off the ground and extend the right leg out to meet it. And then the left leg in and extend it out. One more time each side. If it's too much to have the legs up, don't bother with that piece. No big deal. Keep the chest lifting. And we'll just release the legs down. We'll come back up onto our palms. And let's bring that right leg in. So the sole of the foot is on the floor. The heel will be close to the sitting bone, and there's about 5 inches here between the foot and the thigh. And the alignment for this pose is very specific. Place your left fingers out to the side so that you don't tip over. Reach your right hand towards your left foot. If it doesn't hold the foot, it's fine. Just do whatever you can. As you get comfortable holding the foot, you're going to fold forward more. And your spine is now going to be forward of your right thigh. As you get comfortable there, it might not be the first time that you do this video. It might be the 10th. You're going to bring your right arm out to the side. You're going to find that your right armpit is on your shin bone. You might stay like that for a year, maybe 6 months, maybe a lifetime. When you feel ready, you're going to flip your right palm up, bend your elbow so that your knuckles are on your right hip. Your palm will face away from you. And then when you don't feel like you're going to tip over, the left hand will come around and you'll bind near your right hip. So from the back, it looks like this. So you just get as close to that as you feel like you can. There's a lot of hip going on. There's a lot of left hamstring going on. There's a lot of shoulder. We'll just take one more breath in whatever version you're doing. And we'll lift the head for an inhale. Release your grip or your bind for your exhale. Release your leg. I'll bring the left leg in. 5 inches between foot and thigh because you need space for your torso to come forward. Right hand out to the side so you don't fall. Left arm reaches forward to wherever you can, and you start a forward bend. And you stay like that as long as you need. This leg has to be very strong. When you feel like it, left arm out to the side, your armpit is on your shin bone. And then when you're ready, you bind around your left leg. You might do the half bind, where just the left hand is doing it. That would be a half bind. My right hand is still out to the side, helping my balance. When I feel like it, the right hand will come around. The left hand will hold the right wrist. And regardless of where you are, make sure your right leg is straight. Right kneecap is facing the ceiling, foot flexed. One more breath. We'll use an inhale to lift the head. Exhale to release the position. And let's come to straight legs. We're going to point the toes and squeeze the legs together. So it's like we're trying to hold something between our thighs. Now let's reach forward and we're just going to roll down some amount. And when we feel like gravity is about to throw us to the floor, we're going to think toes forward a little bit more. And you might have to bend your knees a bit, no problem. Whatever you do, get down there. Reach your arms overhead for an inhale. And then the hard part is getting up again. So it's still going to be a reaching with the toes, but now it's going to also be a reaching with the fingers, curling the chin in so that you can rise up. And if you got there some other way, you still got there. Okay, let's bend the right leg again. This time we don't need the 5 inches between foot and thigh because we're not going to be folding forward. We're going to twist. We're going to hug the right knee to the left shoulder. Either stay like that, the right hand is just behind you, supportive, or hook your arm. Either stay there or you're going to bind around your shin. So for this bind, it's the elbow in front of the shin bone. And regardless of what you're doing, whether you have the bind or not, you're going to push your knee into your arm. Because the tendency is, once we have the twist, we kind of do this. We cross the knee in front of the body because we get easier twist that way. But you're going to try to push your knee out so that it stays in line with your ankle. And let's slowly release so that we can do the other side. This is Marshasana C. So we have that knee right over the ankle and we hug, hook, or bind. And this is my busted shoulder, so I'm just going to stay in the hug. You always have to tailor the practice for how you're going that day, how you're doing, what is happening in your body. The practice should never make you more injured. It should always help you overcome or help you regulate. But we have to take the ego out of it. If there's something that needs your attention, you must give it your attention. Okay, we're going to slowly get out of there. We're going to straighten that left leg so that it meets the right leg. And we're going to fold forward. I'm going to face the regular way on my mat again. So we'll fold forward a little bit, not a crazy amount. We don't have to glue our chest to our thighs. We're going to place our hands halfway between our hips and knees. We're going to keep our torso leaning forward, press the palms down, straighten the arms, and then bend the elbows, return your butt to the ground. And just do that a few times. So it's essentially that idea of root to rise. You push down to get your butt up. But you had to first make yourself a smaller shape. Because if your chest is forward or up, rather, away from your legs, there's no way to straighten your arms again. They're already straight. So you first fold forward, your elbows bend, and then you can straighten your arms. Okay, let's meet again in that Baddha Konasana place. Let's lift the chest up. I'm going to back up just a smidge for the camera. And we're going to start to walk our fingers forward. And just see if your Baddha Konasana is any different now than it was before. Doesn't have to be different. It doesn't have to feel easier. Just notice. We'll just take one more breath. And let's use the next inhale to rise up. We're going to straighten that left leg and go for Janu B. So we've done A already. B is where we keep this foot in this orientation, facing front. We're just going to lift our hips up, slide our hips forward a little bit, and have a seat so that the heel is at the perineum. Then reach for the foot, inhale, fold, exhale. And we stay here for a few breaths. You could look toward your foot, or you could drop your head to your shin. And the next inhale, we'll lift our head. Release your grip. Release your hips back down behind you. Right leg will come out. Left leg will come in. Like we did before, it's just sole of foot to thigh. But then we're going to lift our hips up, come forward a few inches, and have a seat on the heel. Reach out for the foot, inhale, and fold, exhale. And feel free to keep your hands on the floor. It's that same idea of that little twist that we had in Janu A. So you can have your hands on the floor for as long as you want in order to stabilize you and achieve the twist with the full breath. On the next inhale, we'll lift the head. Exhale to release the butt down to the floor again. Let's bring the left leg out straight. We're going to reach our left hand out in front of us, lift the right leg up to meet it, and we're going to hold the pinky toe side of the foot. Twist. Reach back, look back. And we're going to kick that foot into the hand. It's the same idea as that twist before. There's a tendency for this leg to be a little bit swingy around, but we want to keep it straight forward, just like you were working to keep your knee over your ankle. Now we're just keeping our foot right in front of our hip, pushing straight out. Okay, let's untwist. We're going to pull this right heel into the belly button, get the edge of the foot to the top of the thigh, and we wind up in half lotus. We can then fold forward, and you'll feel your heel come into your belly a bit. If this is not appropriate for you, repeating a Janu like before, or repeating the baby cradle thing that we did before is a good option. Those of you who do have the half lotus, you can wrap your right arm behind your back and grab hold of your toes so that you wind up also with a bit of a shoulder stretch. Let's use the next inhale to lift the head. Exhale to release the position. Both legs are straight. We'll push the right leg down so that the left leg lifts up, and the right hand will come out to meet the left foot. And we twist. We gaze back to the left thumb. We sit up tall, we roll the shoulders back. And the more we can kick into the hand, the easier it is to be upright. Okay, let's unravel ourselves. We're going to bring the heel to belly button. And if you can get the heel to the belly button, it's very likely that you're going to get the foot to the top of the thigh. If you're squishing your quad, That's all right. It'll work itself out over time. When I started, it was much further down toward my knee and just a lot of squishing. It gets higher as your hips get more open. So we inhale for length, we fold. We may or may not take the wrap. If you're wrapping, there's just the right amount of toe dangling over, 2 inches or so. And just like your previous forward bends, this straight leg is supporting you. Calf muscle down, kneecap facing the ceiling, foot flexed. On the next inhale, we'll lift our head. Exhale to release the position. And let's actually vinyasa. So we're just going to rock forward. We'll see how it goes. Step back. There's your plank. On your exhale, bend your elbows. On your inhale, lift your chest. And on your exhale, downward dog. So that wasn't so bad. I didn't go as low into my normal chaturanga, but I kind of went till my shoulder said enough. Let's return to that squat that we were in earlier, where we have our toes spread out and we're on our sole of foot. Maybe your butt is on a block. And notice that your elbows are pushing your knees back a bit. Let's keep that feeling of knees pushing back, but bring your elbows in together. So now your legs are on their own. And we don't want this to happen. We want to keep this outer edge of the foot on the ground so that the knees go back. Let's lean to the left. We're going to bring our left shoulder inside of the left knee and open up your right arm. As you're doing this, it's quite easy to have that left knee move back, but you have to work with your brain to send your right knee back so that this does not drop in. The knee keeps pushing back on its own. Now let's unravel it and just try the other side. It's a bit of a lean to get your shoulder inside your knee. And we twist. Two more breaths. Okay. And let's slowly unravel ourselves. We're going to bring our feet to face front and just come to stand on the knees for a moment. Hands to the hips so that you can nudge your hips forward, elbows in, chest up, stretching through the front side of your body for a moment. You did a lot of forward bends. So now you just get a little something else. Take one more breath. We'll use an inhale to come out of any back bend. We're going to return to the squat. So if you're fine with squats, you don't need your hands to do that, but it's very likely that you do. If you're an adult in the United States, it's very weird to be squatting. Let's put our butts down on the floor again. Feet a little bit further forward for a reverse tabletop. Hands down behind you, fingers face in. Push down into your feet to get your hips up. You can let your head drop back. Keep working the soles of your feet to the floor. The balls of the feet are pushing down. The toes are spread. One more breath. And then we'll slowly bring our butts down to the floor again. Extend your legs out. Let's bring them about max width. And we're just going to relax over the legs for a couple of breaths. If you have a block handy, you might want to put it here between your shins so that your head can rest on the block. Some of you, the head can come to the floor. Some of us, we might want to put our elbows down and bring our hands to our head. It's nice to have the third eye connecting to something. And you just figure out what that is, a block tower or something else. Just one more breath. And we'll release the hands. We'll start to roll ourselves up. Let's wiggle it in. Slide the hands down the outside of the legs until they will go no further. It's possible that they go all the way to the pinky toe edges of the feet. We're going to pull that pinky toe edge back, push the ball of the foot forward, and fold. This foot arrangement will help with all standing poses, will help with your balance. It'll help when you're out on a trail hiking and you start to roll your ankle, you'll have more steadiness and you'll recover quicker. And on the next inhale, let's lift the head and just release your position. Thanks for joining. So if there's anything else you have time for right now, check out some other videos. Even if you just add on some really random things that you're not sure how they connect, one day it will become clear how they connect. But my goal for the videos that you find here is if you take it start to finish, it does make sense on its own, and you just take them as many times as you need to until you feel like you know enough that you can kind of craft your own sequence. Thanks for joining.